Hey, welcome to a little video about creation. I am in Portugal, and if you don't know me, I'm Lisen, and I have one of those topics that I absolutely love talking about, creation. And today is with a little bit of the angle of what do you desire in your life? And are you willing to create what you truly desire or dream about? Because very often we have dreams that we keep on dreaming about because it feels almost like better when they're dreams than if they're reality. And I don't really know why. Because it's really an adventure to be living your dreams, just to see if that's really something you'd like to live or not. Because otherwise, of course, that is the definition of dreams. They keep on being dreams. And I can say creation just makes me so happy. It gets me totally going. I very rarely perceive or think that it's not possible. I go like, what? What do I have to do here? What do I have to, who do I have to talk to? What's required to create this? So I go into a lot of questions. But first, it's really cool to look at what are things you really, really would like to have in your life. And it can be different things. You could write down 100 wishes or 200 because you then get muscle training and really asking for things or wishing things. Because a lot of people, they almost avoid things to wish for because to protect themselves so in case it doesn't show up, or you have to be modest so you can't ask for too much. So we're not always trained really to ask for things, or maybe for Christmas. You can make a list, but what if you make that for your daily life, like really a list of things that you really would like to have? And then I often, when I'm coaching people, I look at some of the bigger pictures and then some of the details. So I look, for example, how they're living, where they're living, how they're working, if it's like what kind of job, is their business, are they happy with it? It is something that's creating joy in their world. Are they content? Because if you're not, well, in this world, it's very often that you keep your job and you keep on doing it because you're supposed to make money. And if you're making good money, it might be the biggest trap ever because you already proved that it's for the money and you're making the money, so why challenge that? And for me, this world, or at least for me, living on this planet is about joy. It's about having a life that you really enjoy living, that you can wake up with, oh, I wonder how it's going to be today. This is really exciting. Doesn't mean every day will be that. But what if you had that as your point of view about your life? You were really looking at, that's how I would like to live my life, and I'm not going to stop until I change so I am more joyful and I enjoy my life. And then I also look like, hey, if you have a partner or family, are you creating that in a way that is really fun for you to live with it? And well, if you're with your kids, are you creating ease and are you having time for them? Or depending, what are the things that are important for you? And then you have to look if the kids are happy with it too. So sometimes we think we want to have so much more time with our kids, and our kids are super happy how it is because they get to enjoy their time with other people as well. So there's different views on everything. And there are, you could say, general points of views that most people buy into because those are the general right ones to have. And when you dissecate them and you look at them really, really deep into them, is it truly what you'd like? Because it's super easy to make 100 things that you desire in life that are other people's desires, other people's wishes, and other people's dreams. Society's dreams are the way it should be in your country, and every country has different things. That's also really interesting. And you know this whole thing with the secret and the wishing board and all that, it became very, very similar. Every was like the big house, the big car, the travel, the marriage, the job, the whatever things that were defined as rich or that would be really good to have in your life. And then some people will never be happy with it, and they think because everybody should be. I've created a very different life for myself, and for many people it's not explainable. For other people it's very inspiring, and other people are like, wow, that's how you live? I'm like, yeah. I travel the world, I go to classes, I facilitate classes, I go to different events, I travel through Europe with my dog. I am, at the moment, I don't really have a physical home that is my home. And we're at the moment in Portugal experiencing this country and seeing, hey, would this be a place I'd like to live in? Because I don't know, if I haven't been there, I can have a sense of it. But it's so easy to have some sense about something that's not correct and it's not really you. And yesterday, even Tessa was like asking me if the country likes me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like that. But it's really so different. And it is about asking questions and also really perceiving and looking at yourself. Do you like it? Because often we don't truly know before we live it. And I've seen it's so easy to buy into somebody else's way of thinking about things instead of really looking at what would you like and how is it for you to live that life. And I really like adventurous, and really like trying out new things. I also really like being in the question of inviting more things during my journey to explore things and also allow the universe to surprise me. Because I only know a certain amount of things. I don't know it all. Absolutely not. And that's why there's a co-creation with everything for me. And when I start asking about it, I also start going into action. It's also about really instituting it, putting into action. So there is, for me, creation is from the idea to the way when it's in your life living it. We have very different words to putting things into action or how to actualize it. Could be also, there's so many ways of saying it. But for me, it's like, are you willing to have it in your life, yes or no? Because that often, when it's being created, like this thing is really here in this world, is where a lot of people start to avoid it because, oh boy, if I live it, you would have different things to look at. Your life will be different when you have it in your life, because then you cannot be in your dream world anymore. And when that shows up, there's the different choices in your world, and that is a lot of fun. So enjoy creation, look at what you truly would like to be living, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't really have to know if that's true. You choose something, start creating it, and you'll see when it starts being there in your world, you'll get a much more knowing awareness of that is something you'd like to have or not. Most people will not choose it because they don't want to challenge the comfortable life they have, even if they're not happy. And that's often with jobs. Have a beautiful day. Bye.